Welcome to the President's Podcast with the Black Nurses Association of Greater St. Louis. You are listening live to your host, Dr. Leonore Muhammad, President of the Black Nurses Association in St. Louis.
And I'm your co-host, Mia Glover. I'm the Vice President.
Yes, and welcome to our show. With only 6 days away from the election in the St. Louis area, we are excited to welcome our guest today, Treasurer and Mayoral Candidate Tishaua O. Jones. Hello.
Yay.
And welcome.
Hi there. Hi there. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we are super excited. So we're going to jump right in because we know you are busy campaigning around the area. So we've watched you grow over the years in the St. Louis area, from being committee woman of the 8th Ward to the Missouri House of Representatives to treasurer of the city of St. Louis. And now you are running for mayor of the city. So tell us the main reason why running for mayor is so important to you.
I'm running for a couple of reasons. Number one, I want to let you know that I'm not running to make history. I'm running because I see people where they are and I want to serve them. The second reason why I'm running is because St. Louis needs to change, and not just incremental change, but real transformational change. We have a lot of opportunities for growth, and we have a lot of challenges right now. And I think that a Black woman and the way that we lead is the person to lead us out of this moment.
Yes, absolutely. And it's Women's History Month. This
Hey,
last day.
the last day.
The last day.
We might have did that on purpose.
So my first question to you is, can you speak to the current health disparities in the city related to COVID, and kind of your plan, if elected, how you would kind of address this issue and move us forward?
Yes, this pandemic has laid bare the inequities that have always existed in our city, like racism, the unequal delivery of city services, and access to care. And if elected, or when elected, I'm not going to say if, I'm a claim it in Jesus' name.
Absolutely.
When elected, I'm going to use my background in healthcare. I have a master's in health administration to usher in a new era of collaboration and cooperation with our healthcare systems. I know that we already have the Regional Health Commission and the Integrated Health Network. But St. Louis City's health department doesn't do direct services. So we need to rely on places that already do in order to help stand up mass vaccination clinics, mobile vaccination clinics that can go around to neighborhoods that don't have access to get to, the one that's going to be stood up downtown in the America Center. And then also make sure that our health directives are in sync with St. Louis County, right? We saw earlier in the pandemic where you could eat inside in St. Louis City, but you couldn't in St. Louis County because our health directives were out of sync, and they still are. So we need to make sure that we are on the same page, pardon the pun, and making sure that we are working together to protect the health and the safety and well-being of people in St. Louis City and County.
Yeah, I think that's awesome. That's awesome, and that's very important because a lot of our members in the BNA STL live in the city, and some live in the county too, as well. So it's very important for us to be collaborative and including and be on the same page. So I definitely agree with that. So Mia, our VP Mia, our co-host today, she's on the front line. She's a nurse practitioner. She's probably at work right now.
I am.
Working away, yes. And then I work within correctional institutions. And my husband, Khalid Muhammad, he's a firefighter EMT for the city of St. Louis. Shout out to Fire Institute Racial Equality, President Percy Green and previous President A. Pruitt. So we're out there. We're in the community. We're on the front lines. We're seeing patients. So we want to know, how do you keep our frontline workers safe during the pandemic? And then how do we ensure that we have all of the supplies and the necessary things that we need to take care of our patients?
That's, again, we have to make sure that as a city or as an employer that we are doing everything that we can to keep you safe. That means making sure that that our janitorial staff are protected and are cleaning frequently our office areas and spraying them down with the, the disinfectant spray that they spray throughout the offices. We need to provide PPE. It was a shame that earlier when we were trying to find masks and gloves, and it was like trying to find it on the black market. It was ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
But that is our job as an employer, to try to make sure that we are keeping our employees healthy and safe. We have to stagger schedules. We had some people in the office and some people out, and making sure that we made sure that everybody's schedule was in sync. And then also, taking care of people outside of work. So we have a policy in the treasurer's office where if you have been traveling during the pandemic, you can't come right back to work. You need to stay home and quarantine before you bring yourself and your germs back to our office. So we have to have policies that protect people at all costs.
Yeah, we couldn't agree more, that we know definitely, like you said, firsthand, that it's rough. Today, like Dr. Leonora mentioned, is the last day of Women's History Month. And so if elected, you would be the first female African-American mayor of St. Louis. I know you didn't do it to make history, but history will be made. So how would your winning, or what could you say to maybe a young nurse or entrepreneur or young female that is reaching for the stars, that is looking for that administrative position or that leadership role? What words would you have for them?
Well, I also want to remind your listeners that I am also a mom. And it's really important. That's one of my most important jobs on this earth. And my son is the most adorable 13-year-old boy and on the earth. I know you think that your kids are cute, but no, mine is. And I just wanted, the best piece of advice I got from one of my mentors is that you can have it all, just not all at the same time. That means just kind of plan it, make sure that, and make sure that you also you already have everything you need to succeed. Earlier today, I had John Hope Bryant on the show that I produce, and he talked about the 5 pillars of success, education, knowing the numbers, having strong mentors, having a family and resiliency. And there was a 5th pillar that I can't remember, but he said, if you have 3 of 5, you're winning, right? So just knowing what you need and gathering it along the way, and will make you successful. But again, you can have it all, but just not at the same time.
Absolutely. And I just think it's so important for just the young women and young girls that's coming up, just to see us doing it, because half of the battle is just knowing that somebody else can do it, and just us being that mentor and that role model. So I think that's so important. And so I push that every time, I'm talking to young students, because I'm also a adjunct professor at the University of Missouri, St. Louis. So my nursing students, I'm like, look, hey, you can do it, so that's just half the battle. So, well, we thank you for joining us and sharing your insight about healthcare in the community. We want you to know that the BNA STL is doing our part in the community. We out there educating. We doing health fairs in the city. We doing health screenings all over, a lot of different events. We partner with a lot of different organizations like Real Talk with Domingo, 100 Black Men and Women, Access Foundation, Urban League, everybody. We was out doing COVID testing up at the Urban League on Kings Highway. So we're all around town. So let us know if you elected as mayor, how will you help push the BNA of Greater St. Louis forward so that we can become a true staple in the St. Louis community?
I think that nurses are the most underappreciated, underrepresented industry in our country. And I think that many people should take a look at that as a career, because it's a good pathway to the middle class. Our registered nurses and LPNs are the backbone of many of our hospitals and health systems, and not just, for direct patient care, but also, the behind the scenes. I've worked with many a nurse through my career, and I've always felt like they were the most knowledgeable people that I could go to with any question, because when you think about it, when you're a nurse, you got to know your job and whoever you're working with, right?
Absolutely.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
everything.
Exactly. You have to
Yeah.
know everything. And again, I think that nurses are some of the most underappreciated but most prepared staff that make up our hospitals and health systems. So you have a friend in me. Again, I have a background in healthcare, so I know the importance of having nurses around and having nurses at the table. So please know that whatever you need, I'm there.
Yes. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm sure our listeners appreciate that.
Mhm.
Yeah, I have a personal, real quick story that you don't know is my kids received the college kids scholarship early on in their elementary
Yeah.
school, and so here we are because of your seeds that you planted. Now they no longer go to that school that started it, but I still use those milestones. I get the emails. The
Yes.
money's not matched, but I still use that, my husband and I, to put money in their accounts so that at least we're growing. If nothing else, it's a reminder. Hey, don't forget your kids' college fund. So just so you know, you planted
Yes.
seeds and they're growing in my house.
Oh,
Oh
that
my
is
goodness.
such good news. Thank you, Mia. You know what? That's all I wanted to do with this program. Literally was just plant seeds. Just plant that seed. And thank you for that. I
You
appreciate
did.
that.
Well,
Well,
thank
there
you.
you go. There you have it. I mean, you out there doing it. So tell us about the election. Where can people contact you? To tell them how to reach out to you.
Yes, yes. So the election, like you said, is in 6 days. It's April 6th, 2021. Polls are open from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. And if you want to vote in person absentee, you can do so at a couple of places, either downtown at the Board of Elections or at Better Family Life, or at our Immaculate Church of Mary, I believe, on the south side. But go to the St. Louis Elections Board to make sure of that south side location. I always forget which church that is. And secondly, yeah, Immaculate Heart of Mary Church. That's the name
Okay.
one. I
Yeah.
was I was almost there. I knew it was a Mary in there somewhere. Something
Right.
about Mary.
Don't forget about Mary.
Got it.
And also, if they want to stay in touch and get involved in the campaign, they can text Team TJ to 77948 or go to our website at Tishaura, the number 4mayor.com.
All right. We are
Very well.
excited and we're going to be at the polls doing our support. All right. So
Yes,
Mia,
thank
tell them
you.
how they can get in contact with the BNA STL.
So yeah, our website is www.bna-stlewis.org, or we can be found on Facebook or social media, Instagram at BNA Greater St. Louis. Our meetings are every fourth Saturday of the month, and our links are on our social media websites. Right now we're virtual. So that's kind of our story.
Yeah, just tune in. So thank you for tuning in to the President's Podcast with the Black Nurses Association of Greater St. Louis. Be sure to tune in every second Wednesday of the month, 7 p.m. And Tishaura is going to be live at 7 tonight on our Facebook page and Instagram pages. Make sure you subscribe, like our YouTube pages. We out there. We just doing it. Just come on. Just come on in. If you're a new nurse or a nursing student, come join us in the BNA because we need you in those communities and help it in the city of St. Louis. So thanks again, Ms. Tishaura O. Jones. We appreciate you for taking the time.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so tune in next time because we are the pulse to all
Of
things
everything
nursing
nursing in
in
the
the loop.
loop.
Thank you. Peace.
Bye.